Hello and welcome to Diving Diaries. I'm Lewis. Today I'm going to be presenting the Gold Coast Seaway as a dive site review. I think the Gold Coast Seaway is one of South East Queensland's best shore dives, and I think I will convince you the same after the brief today. I already filmed this and I made a script and everything, and I went off the script and it was boring and it was drony, and I don't know how best to make this interesting, but instead I'm just going to go off the dome and I'm just going to tell you what I think and what each side has to offer. The Gold Coast Seaway has some of the best biodiversity that you would never believe, with over 400 species of fish identified there, marine life identified there. There's cool rocks, sponges, corals. There's pylons and pipes to follow. It's really cool and it's really easy to dive there. So let's get into the content, hey? So today I'm going to take you over brief history, the visibility / accessibility, the biodiversity, the concerns, videography and photography, and how I think it goes. All of the photos used from today are of the Gold Coast Seaway, are taken in the Gold Coast Seaway. A lot of them, all the ones with little Diving Diaries logo down the bottom, are taken by me. They're not the best, but they're taken by me in the Gold Coast Seaway. But enjoy them anyway. I like them. I think they're cool. And I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. Righto. Firstly, brief history. So, nobody designed it to be a dive site. This was just an open bit of water, and the Nerang River was actually destroying the beach. 60 meters a year is how fast the river mouth moved, moving sand and destroying the waterways. So what the engineers did is they put 2 training rock walls. So they provided an estuary, an outlet from the ocean to the river, to stop the beaches from eroding. They also put in a 500-meter sand bypass jetty that pumps sand through the channel, underneath the channel, sorry. And that's the pipe. That's the Gold Coast Seaway pipe, the famous one. It became a habitat, and the rest is history. So, easy to reach, hard to time. It's not really that hard to time, but it can be. The Gold Coast Seaway, if you can see here, has 3 main sets of entry spots, 3 sets of stairs, all artificially made, but always direct entries into the water without having to climb down rocks or anything like that. You can just jump straight in. It's phenomenal. Usual dive routes are either from the eastern stairs and you just drift down on the incoming tide down to the middle stairs, or do the same thing from the middle stairs down around the corner. And down around the corner you can find cool things like seahorses on rocks and stuff, and you have some different sort of marine life down the bottom. Or you can also, the main one is the Seaway pipe dive, which just heads up and out the pipe, and you just use your hand for navigation up and down, and it's easy as Bob's your uncle. Out on the Seaway pipe you have awesome fish and bigger life. So usually you have eagle rays, bull rays. You have the most famous Australian groper out there, which is phenomenal, but also turtles and things you'll see cruising by. When conditions are too bad, people like to see if they can resort to Wave Break Island, which is down here, the second image down here, and dive around here. It is shallower and a lot more calm mostly, but the thing is, it's not a shore dive. You need a marine vessel to get there. Thirdly, down the bottom end of this presentation here, you can see the beachside access. So you can head out on the beach and dive there as well, and you can head out around the point as the arrow indicates, and around the point you can get some sharks out there, and you can shoot across to the north wall if you'd like as well, but it's usually pretty dirty over that side, so I'd stick clear of that if you just liked a nice relaxing dive. What I will say about visibility is you usually average about 5 meters of green water in the Seaway, so a lot of people will say, oh, it's terrible, blah, 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 blah. But if you can read the tidal chart, then you should be all right. You're looking for southeasterly winds that blows fresh, clean ocean water up and into the channel for a few days, and that should really clear up the clear up the water. Northerly winds will hinder your water clarity, and easterly and westerly don't really do much. So you really want some southerly, some southeasterly winds that'll really assist in getting the water clear. But also swell makes an impact as well, obviously. Sediment on the bottom of sediment being stirred up from the bigger swell. Also sand being carried across upwards of 2 meters of swell, but from 3 meters it gets really bad. In terms of swell, they'll actually move sand from both North Stratty there, and from the spit will bring sand into the seaway, and it'll just get really gross. But yeah, really awesome accessibility. Visibility is averagely not great, but can get up to 15-20 meters of vis if you're really lucky. Biodiversity, my favorite part as a fish ID nerd. Got a pineapple fish and a ray that I've taken a photo, which is cool. So there are over 400 species on the man-made reef, somewhere that was never even supposed to be there in the first place. And for only being around 40 years old, it is majorly punching above its weight. It is awesome in terms of the species that are discovered there, and more are being discovered there all the time, with some just being discovered there recently. You look down on the rocks as you swim past. You can look for the small stuff like the nudibranchs, the octopus hiding, the wobbegongs. You can find them in the rocks there. What else? You can see as you swim out off the rocks, you get big schools of jewfish and trevally, golden trevally. You'll have turtles swimming by. It's awesome. Then you get to the pipe and you have typical groper there. You'll have lionfish. You'll have all sorts of diamond fish, massive schools, as you can see in the photo there. You get flatties lining the ground. You'll get scorpion fish, stonefish, lots of cool, anything that you can think of, it's literally there. I want to see a kingfish. Oh, you can see them there. They've been sighted there before. Oh, I want to see golden trevally. Bang, you'll see one. Whatever, it's awesome. It's really cool. Leopard sharks, whatever you want. Really cool. So concerns, and all I'm going to say to this is that you need to be cautious, because people that aren't as strong swimmers will go to the Seaway and think, oh, I can just hop in any time and it'll be fine. It's just not true. Snorkelers especially, or open water scuba divers especially, if you're diving on an outgoing tide, you're getting swept out to sea, and that is not good. Firstly, because you're getting swept out to sea, but also secondly, visibility is really bad. All the water from the Broadwater out in Orang River is coming through the channel, and it's all dirty stuff. So you don't want to be diving on that anyway. Regardless, you can have really harsh conditions out there, and there can be a lot of fishing line, as you can see in the photo. It's just people fish there all the time, lose lines because of the rocks, and that can also be quite dangerous. What you also need to look out for is a live boat traffic all the time. So there's always boats, jet skis, things going in all the time. So you need to carry an S&B if you're scuba diving. You should have a dive flag out there, and you just need to ascend on the rocks or on the stairs. That's the biggest piece of advice. And just be cautious, just be smart. Just go on the incoming tide, walk up to the eastern stairs and drift down, and it's an absolutely beautiful dive, and it's so easy. You don't even have to kick. You'll literally just get dragged all the way down the stairs, hop out, Bob's your uncle, no worries. So video photography, not too much to say here. I will say bring your own dive lights is really crucial, especially in low visibility times, to get really clear images. But again, it's just diving on clear vis days after southeasterlies. You want to get in the water and see beautiful views. Like, I haven't used dive lights for these photos, and you can see really clearly. So sometimes you can get really lucky and have some really good viz. I put a potential settings card down if you're interested in that sort of thing, but mess around with your own settings. And here's some more photos of the Gold Coast Seaway. Little artificial habitat there, a nice turtle, and me free diving one day. It's cool to free dive there, it's awesome. So my overall rating of the Gold Coast Seaway, I'm going to give the visibility a 6 out of 10. As I said, it's going to average 5 meters of green viz if you're just going in on a random day. But if you're timing it, you can get 10 meters really easily. and up to 20 meters if you're extremely lucky. So 6 out of 10 for that. Accessibility. Where else in the world can you like literally park your car, gear up in the back of your car, shut the boot, walk 15 meters and you're in the water? Like nowhere. That is phenomenal. It's really, really good. And the way the council have made the concrete for people to gear up and the stairs down, it's really, really nice. Biodiversity. 400 species of fish. If you're into fish ID like me and you're a nerd, every time you go in there, I guarantee you'll see a species that you haven't seen before. Point blank, period. Like 400 species is insane. Safety 6.5. If you're new to diving, if you're new to the water, if you're new to snorkeling, you don't really know what's going on, it can be a bit dangerous. The currents, especially if you're on the pipe underwater and you let go, it can be disorientating and you might lose, you don't know how to use your compass, and you can just lose your bearings very easily. So, and the boats and the vessels going across the top, it's not great. So 6.5 is my rating for that. Vid photo potential, 8 out of 10. It doesn't matter if it's low vis, you can get up close, you can find anemones, you can find wobbegongs like this. This is a terrible vis day. I think I had 4 meters. Look at you can see the wobbegong, it looks cool, in my opinion. You can get into the cracks and see the octopus or the nudibranchs or whatever. Awesome. Repeat value, 9 out of 10. I've said this because every time you go there, it's different. Whether the visibility is different, the fish you're going to see are different. Every time it's different. So the repeat value is almost 10 because you will almost never have the same dive twice. So I really, really like it. And there's lots to do. You can drift, you can go up and down the pipe, you can go to the North Wall, you can go to the beach side. So many different spots to do. And overall, that's 7.9 out of 10. I think that's a bit low, but it should be high. It's one of the best South Queensland has to offer, easily. So this has been Diving Diaries. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I know this is a bit of a longer one, but I really enjoy making this sort of stuff. So if you enjoyed too, leave a comment in the bottom. I'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to the channel. This has been Diving Diaries. See you in the next one.